Why not try to...
So in case you guys haven't noticed, a lot of Republican talking heads all want to take over for Charlie Kirk now. So now you have this tour of Republican MAGA talking heads who are trying to go to college campuses and debate college students. Why are these grown-ass adults going to college campuses and debating kids? Like, why do they leave these debates feeling like they did something because they debated someone who was 18 or 19 years old? It just seems dumb to me. Like, there are so many shows where there are other Democrats who are your age, who are as well versed as you are in politics, that you can go on and debate, but instead you guys want to tour college campuses and try and debate or actually impose your thoughts on impressionable young kids. Well, I used to do this thing on TikTok called Tips for When You're Arguing with a Republican. I stopped doing it because I got to a point where I thought it was just pointless to even argue with these people because they never argue in good faith. They're never being genuine. They're always trying to gaslight you or lie to you. And you're going to see this from Megyn Kelly in this next clip. Watch how this kid basically drags her, just cooks her in this debate, and she resorts to this literally just lying and gaslighting this kid, and the kid absolutely ate her ass up.
Why you support a president who contributes to the rhetoric that got your friend Charlie killed. We saw his rally recently. He said, "I hate my enemies." Stephen Miller said similar things. How can you support him when he contributed to what got Charlie killed?
Assumes facts, not evidence. What you said is not true.
70% of political violence is committed by Republicans.
Okay.
Look it up.
That's not
DOJ
true either.
just pulled it. The DOJ just pulled it from their website. DOJ just pulled the study from their website because they're delusional.
That's not true because
They just pulled it. Look it up.
Once you
the
pull
DOJ
the
pulled it from their website.
Once you pull the crazies out of there, it is overwhelmingly left-wing violence.
Cooked. What the fuck does that actually mean? What do you mean? He said 70% of political violence comes from the right. And you said once you pull the crazies out of there, it's overwhelmingly left. So what she's saying is, once you take all the right-wingers out of there, it's all leftists. It's all leftists committing the political violence. Like, that is the worst rebuttal to an argument ever. What do you mean once you pull the crazies out? The studies show 70% of political violence is coming from the right. And like he said, the DOJ pulled it off of the website. And I love what he says next. He says to everyone in there, Google it right now. Look it up right now. Listen, I don't advise you people, anyone out there, to argue with or debate with these Republicans because, as you can see, they don't argue in good faith. You can see they will just lie. But if you're going to, do it exactly the way he did. State your fact and then tell everyone. If you don't believe me, look it up for yourself. The DOJ removed it from their website because they don't want right-wingers to know that they're the ones committing most of the political violence. Because I don't know how many times now I've seen some MAGA saying, oh, the Democrats are committing all this political violence. That's crazy talk. The DOJ did the study, had it on the website, and because Donald Trump doesn't want you to know the truth, he told them to take it down. So I love that this kid says, Google it right now. Everyone in here who's yelling and acting like I'm lying, Google that shit right now.
Google it.
We have had
every single person in the
understand.
audience. Google it right now.
You know, this is how we get here. So first of all, let me take on the first part of the premise of your question, that it was President Trump's rhetoric that led to an assassin killing our friend Charlie Kirk. That's a blatant lie. It's a defamatory blaspheme. And it's inappropriate in this setting.
That's not what I said.
We know. Yes, it is.
No, I said he contributed to the political atmosphere.
Well, then you have no point.
tension.
Then your point is utterly empty. Contributing to the atmosphere.
This
guy was no. Let's just make clear. This guy was motivated by leftist ideology. We know it from the bullet casings. We know it from the Utah governor. We know it from his own mother.
So,
yes, we do. Let's be really clear on that.
Even if that's true, so then you're saying, because, let's say this guy's a leftist, even if that's true, does that make it okay for the sitting president of the United States to incite violence against liberals?
The President of the United States has not accepted violence against liberals. The President of the United States made a joke at the Charlie Kirk Memorial, which was funny and self-deprecating.
This might be a good time to remind everyone that Megyn Kelly's podcast absolutely sucks. She has horrible ratings, and also Donald Trump hates her. So the reason why she's doing this tour right now is to hopefully get more people to listen to her podcast and to get Donald Trump to like her again. He absolutely hates her. And she does what all of these Magas always do. We heard what came from Donald Trump's mouth. We see his posts all the time. He does hate the left. He hates his opponents. But she said, oh, he made a joke. It was funny and self-deprecating. No, it wasn't. And it wasn't a joke. He meant what he said. And it's so funny because there have been so many times that these dumbass Magas like Megyn Kelly will come out and say, oh, what Donald Trump meant was this. And then Donald Trump himself will come out and say, no, I meant exactly what I said. They love lying for him because they don't want to just face the fact that he is a mean, horrible person. Mean, horrible person is exactly what he is. And this kid is on her ass. He is on her ass because he said Donald Trump, his rhetoric is the type of rhetoric that led to the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And he is the president of the United States. What he's asking Megyn Kelly to do is, I want you to admit that the president of the United States should be the person. If no one else does, he should be the person turning the temperature down. But he's not. And Megyn Kelly's standing up there lying for him right now.
It was on the heels of Erica Kirk saying she, in an extraordinary moment, forgave her husband's killer.
He refused.
And let me finish. And then President Trump got up and making a joke, playing off of what Erica said. He said, we disagree. I need to do better. Erica's going to try to convince me, but I'm in a different place. And that's completely normal for a politician to be thinking about his political fights. And by the way, Trump has every right to loathe his enemies. They tried to put him in jail for the rest of his life. They tried to bankrupt him. They tried to put his family in jail. And they tried to kill him.
Still, she says the dumbest shit. She said, that's normal. It's normal for a politician to do that. There's nothing normal about anything Donald Trump does. Absolutely nothing. And then she says, first she says he was joking. Then she justifies him hating Democrats, and she says because they tried to arrest him. They tried to put him in jail for the rest of his life. And the kid is saying, rightfully so. He's a criminal. Listen, the guy was indicted. He was indicted by 4 grand juries, and then he was found guilty by juries of his peers. He went through the justice system. The justice system worked until they didn't put his ass in jail. He should have gone to jail for the rest of his life. One of the biggest reasons, I should say, I hope he makes it through this presidency is so they can arrest his ass and put his ass in jail after this. Because as that kid said, rightfully so. He deserves to be in jail because he's a goddamn criminal. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in their heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.